Good morning, everybody. Welcome once again to our question and answer live transmission. If you can hear me well, please let me know. How's the sound? Is it okay? Can you hear me okay? And if you have any questions, just type them in. Hi, Horace Twig. Good morning, Ajahn from the Netherlands. Must be early in the morning for you. Probably about 5 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Chonburi MTR, Hello Elsa, William Chop, good afternoon, Ajahn. From Morris Twig, I can hear you very well, Ajahn. Thank you. From Checkling Pan, good morning, Tanajan. Yes, I can hear you well. It must be Saturday night for you. This is Sunday morning for us, nearly 12 o'clock, 11:16. From Nigan Sam, the quality of sound is okay. Ajahn, Nabeti, Namaskar, Namaskara Ajahn. From Virat Singh Thom, good morning, Ajahn. Good morning to you all. From Jean YC, good afternoon, Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu. So you must be somewhere in Australia. Say good afternoon. From Lim Le, sadhu, sadhu. From Greg Aldrich, hello, Ajahn. It's 2 p.m. in Australia. I have been managing good mindfulness throughout the day, and my formal meditation is getting better. But after 3 to 4 days, I fall back. It's very disappointing. You have to be patient and just keep on setting up your mindfulness. Don't lose your mindfulness. Keep maintain your mindfulness, and everything will fall into place. The mindfulness is the main key to success. The Buddha said mindfulness is the most important Dhamma. Before you can have samadhi or panya, you need to have sati or mindfulness first. So don't be discouraged. It's natural for a starter to go back and forth, get up and fall down and get up again. Keep doing like this, and eventually you will be able to stand up, walk, and run. So you just have to keep developing mindfulness, and you won't be disappointed. Eventually, you will be thankful. You will be grateful for keep developing mindfulness. From Adelaide, Bethany, grab Tanajan. Hi, Bethany. Are you still at Wat Bantat? How's everybody there? Everybody okay? From Lisa, Eileen, Rabinowitz, Meta from Israel. Greetings. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, you can type them in the commentary box. From Jean YC, Ajahn, if a pet animal have to be put to sleep due to severe illness or injury, is it a break of the precept for the vet, animal doctor, and the owner? Yes, if the owner tells the vet to do and the vet does the job, then both are considered breaking the precept of killing. So you should just leave the pet alone and let him uh, face the consequence of his birth. Then he might learn something and might uh, get something from this experience rather than terminate the pet. Everybody has to learn that birth is suffering, is dukkha, because you will eventually lead to sickness and death. But we don't have to kill. We just use mindfulness and stay calm and let the body die of itself. From William Chop, meditation is to be mindful of the body, live and eventually let go of it. Is that right, Ajahn? Meditation is to calm your mind, to be mindful of an object such as your breath. If you're walking, then you can be mindful of your body. But if you're sitting, then you should be mindful of your breath or of a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, in order to stop your mind from thinking and enter into samadhi or calm, peace, and happiness. From Suwato, Suwato. Good morning, Ajahn. What should I do when meditate, always changing from one method to another method? Well, when you change, you must have a reason for changing. If there's no reason, you should stick to the one that you decided. Normally, when you start, if you find that you cannot yet focus on your breath or on the mantra, then you should do some chanting first. After you chant for a while, your mind will have more mindfulness and become calm. Then you might be able to change to watching your breath or reciting the mantra. Otherwise, keep using the same one until you find uh, necessary to change. From Siu Kiang NG, Satu, Satu, Satu. From Gek Yen So, greeting Tanajan. Thanks for teaching us again. Once somebody attained Arahant, does Arahant mind able to go any Buddha land in all directions as she wishes? There's no such thing as Buddha land in which you have to go to. Once you become an Arahant, uh, you have reached Nibbana, which you can use. You can use the term Nibbana, refer the term Nibbana as Buddha land. Buddha land or Arahant land is the same land. It's a pure land. It's where all the Buddha and Arahant reside. It's really not a land, it's a state of mind. The mind of each individual, once they have completely eliminated all of the defilement, then the mind becomes Buddha land of Nibbana. From Adelaide, Bethany. Yes, Tanajan, I'm still staying at Wat Pamanta with my Chi Joy. That you know who translate for me. Long pause to time and help me regaining some strength. Good. Keep developing mindfulness. Mindfulness will raise the strength, your mental strength, so you can overcome the defilements. From Niroja, good morning, Ajahn. It's nice to see you and hear from you, Ajahn. Thank you, Niroja. Hope you are well and healthy. From Lily Siswanto, Namasagara Pante. Greetings from Los Angeles. When meditating sometime in the middle of soft breathing and tranquility, I feel the need to take a deep breath. When that happened, I feel like my meditation was digressing. Is that correct? Yes, you should not take any deep breath. You should just leave the breath alone. Let the breath be soft and tranquil. It doesn't hurt you. When the mind start to become calmer, the breath will be softer. So this is natural. Don't try to force your breathing. Leave the breathing alone. Just keep watching it. Don't take a deep, don't take a deep breath. Just keep watching it. Even if you feel that you are not breathing, don't be afraid. You won't die from not breathing. It's like the body has gone into hibernation. So it doesn't need to breathe as often as when you are doing something else. From Urban Marcos, good afternoon. Namaste, Ajahn. By the way, if you can, please let me know where you come from when you send in your greetings or questions, so we will know where we all come from. Just for information, nothing important. If you don't feel like letting me know, it's okay. T. Chandra Sinle. Namaskara Luang Por. 2 days ago, I asked regarding chanting sutta without reading the meaning of the sutta. If the devil know automatically. Actually, this question related to the chanting individually or chant together with Sangha. Usually before chanting some sutta or parita such as Mangala Parita, we read Aratana Devata Gatha. I just wanting to know, will the Deva know the meaning of sutta or parita read? I don't know, because it depends on whether they have studied the same language that we chant or not. If they didn't study the same language, then they would know. Will the Deva know the meaning of sutta or parita we read? If we do not read the meaning of the sutta, yeah, just like I said, we don't know what kind of language each Deva have learned in the past. So I don't know if they will understand. Just like I told you before that chanting is not for the Deva, chanting is for you. It's the method of developing mindfulness and samadhi to stop you from thinking about other things. So should be your main concern when you chant, whether you are keeping your thought under control, meaning not thinking about other things. Just merely chant the sutta. Then your mind can become peaceful, calm, and happy that way. From Ho Kieng Teo, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Sarina Om, Suki, Hotu, Ajahn. From Czech Link Tan, dear Ajahn, we have been keeping the 8 precept 2 days a week now. Congratulations. I hope you keep increasing them as you continue on with your practice. The more you do, the more result you will get. I feel really calm and good about it, wishing to increase more days. But I remember you reminded us that don't make it overbearing. So we need to keep a balance and make sure we can still function in their life. Is that right? That's right. We have to have the balance. Like when you string a violin, you don't want to string it too tight because you can break the string. But you don't want to string it too lax because you will not be able to play it. So you have to find the middle ground, the middle way for yourself. Majjhima Patipata for each individual is different. For one, they might only be able to keep the 8 precept once a week. For another person, maybe 3 days a week. For another person, might be all at 7 days a week, every day. So it depends on the circumstances of your life and the strength of your mind, your mental faculty, such as sattva, viriya, how strong your mental faculty is. The stronger the mental faculty, the more will you be able to practice comfortably. So you have to remember the word comfortably. Or if you feel a little bit uneasy, it's okay, but not overbearing uneasy. From there, daily Dhamma. Can you give an example of how to repeat Buddha silently? Should it be fast or slow? It depends on how you want it. Sometimes if your mind is very restless, you might want to repeat it faster. But when your mind is calm, you might just want to do it normally. So you have to decide when you do your mantra, fast or slow, depend on the circumstances and the effectiveness of your recitation. If you find reciting it fast can prevent your mind from thinking, from being restless, then you do that. If you find that reciting fast can irritate your mind, then you might have to do it slower. It depends. Uh, you have to experiment, try it out under different circumstances. From Dhamma sharing, Namaste, Ajahn. Ajahn, do we have to learn Abhidhamma as a foundation to enhance our practice? No, I never studied the Abhidhamma. All you have to study are the 5 principal suttas that I mentioned earlier on in our last meeting. And that Dalai Dhamma gave us all the information. If you want to know, if you want to study, just study the first discourse called the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, then the Anattalakkana Sutta, then the fire discourse, then the 4 foundation of mindfulness, the Satipatthana Sutta, and the Mangala Sutta. These are all the suttas that you really need, except if you want to know more about each individual Dhamma, then you might have to study some more suttas. But you don't need to study the Abhidhamma at all. From Sepia Lao, Namaskara Ajahn. I have been meditating for a few years. Sometimes the meditation session is good. I feel calm and my whole body feels like breathing. Most of the time there is blue light, but it is not stable. But sometimes I can feel that my hand feels like stones, very heavy, and my tongue and spine is very rigid. Is there something wrong with the meditation? No, this is normal. Sometimes your body will feel like stone. So it's okay. It just happened during meditation because you're not giving the body any attention. You're spending your time with your meditation. Then the mind just leave the body alone. So the body is made up mostly of the earth elements. So you might feel that the body has become like earth. It's okay. Nothing wrong. To see whether you are doing it properly or not is the result. If your mind is becoming calm or not, feeling happy or not, and less thinking or not, this is what you should look when you meditate. From Sasana Putra, dear Ajahn, how to keep mindfulness in daily activities? Thanks, Ajahn. By watching your body movement, your body activity, whatever your body is doing, keep watching that activity. If you are eating, just watch the body eat. If the body is taking a shower, just watch the body taking a shower. Just stay with the body activity. Or if you cannot do this, you can recite a mantra instead or in conjunction with watching the body. Then you will have mindfulness. And when you sit, then you will be able to concentrate on the breath and become calm, peaceful, and happy. Non-ipper. Sir, can you tell me the difference between Hinayana Buddhism and Theravada Buddhism? I think they are the same thing. Hinayana and Theravada Buddhism is the same thing. Mahayana is another school. The Mahayana we call the northern school because the practice in the northern part above India, in Tibet, China, Japan, and Mongolia, and so forth. And Theravada, they come south of India to Sri Lanka and to the east to Burma, Thailand. This is Theravada Buddhism. From Sime, dear Ajahn, I am in a WhatsApp chat group that is full of devil-like human beings who do a lot of humanitarian work and a lot of charity work. I do participate in the Dhamma, but this Buddhist group likes to wish each other happy birthday, but is suffering in the first noble truth. So I do not wish anyone happy birthday. But the group is very bright. Should I stay in this group, but keep silent and just leave them to do whatever they want? I'll leave the chant group. Sadhu, and thank you again, Ajahn. Well, if you find them useful, then you stay on. If you find it's not useful, then you can leave. It's up to you. From Dali Dhamma. I'm trying to separate the Bhutto from the breath while sitting. When I am using Bhutto and using that, I find it helpful. But when I try to use Bhutto while sitting, it always gets tangled up with the breath. Do you have any tips for using Bhutto while sitting in a way that doesn't get tangled up with the breath? If you want to use Bhutto when you sit, then just forget about the breath. Don't watch the breath. Just keep concentrating on your mantra only. Just use one object of meditation, either Bhutto or the breath. If you use the breath, then you don't use Bhutto. If you use Bhutto, then you don't watch the breath. Just keep reciting the Bhutto. You can do this either way. Some people tie them together. Some people like to use the breath in conjunction with Bhutto also. And this is possible also. So it's up to you which one is more comfortable to you, which one is more effective. Then you use that one. From Ida Vijaja, Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. I am Ida Vijaja, staying at Shanghai, China. Welcome to our meeting room. Anybody wants to tell us where they come from, I would appreciate it. So I know who they are, where they come from. From Vira Pratama, Sadhu Wandami Ajahn. From Winston Gore, Ajahn. Once I close my eyes, I see light. And my mind becomes calm. There was no thought going on. Then I concentrate on my breath. Once my mind drifts, I bring back to the breath until it becomes calm again. It's correct way of meditation, as Ajahn explained. Ideally, you don't want to let your mind drift at all. You want to keep it concentrate on the breath. Because If you keep letting it adrift, then you will not be able to enter into samadhi. You have to keep the mind with the breath all the time. Then the mind will then be able to enter into samadhi, to calm, to happiness. From Kek Yen So, dear Tan Ajahn, if I am not mistaken, Ajahn mentioned we cannot take Milo with milk after lunch during a precept last week. May I know the reason? Because milk is considered to be food. So anything that is considered to be food cannot be taken after midday because you want to abstain from eating food. But you're allowed to have drinks and refreshment, such as fruit juices or some allowable stuff like honey uh, or sugar. Can we take pure Milo without milk after lunch during a precept at home? Milo is also considered to contain some grain, so this is also considered to be food. So you cannot take pure Milo, but you can take pure cocoa, pure chocolate. If you have pure chocolate, this is okay. But Milo has some other ingredients, has something in it, such as grain, I think. So this Milo is also considered to be food. From Chi Chin Chuan. Ajahn, I try to memorize Satipatthana, like what you do, but I get frustrated and only manage to memorize one page. Well, it takes time. You just don't do it all at the same time at one time. You just have to go from one page to the next. Just keep increasing your your memory. First, you do the first page. After you can do the first page, then you go to the second page, to the third page, and you can use the first page. You can recite the first page many times if you like. If you cannot go through the rest yet, if you can remember the first page, you just keep reciting the first page many times until your mind become calm and peaceful. You can do that also. It doesn't matter to repeat the same page, but you only don't get the new knowledge. If you want more knowledge, then you have to memorize more pages. From Howard Maxley. Hello, Ajahn. I am Howard Maxley from Penang. Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. Please let me know where you come from. I will appreciate it. From William Tan. Dear Ajahn, Suchart, I am William from Indonesia. It's my first time to hear Dhamma sharing from you. Even though here Ajahn name many times, nice to meet and hear. Nice to meet you too. Thank you for joining. Here's another question from assistant.ajahn@gmail.com. From Chan Ping Ping from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Question number 1. When I use mantra to meditate, can I interchange it with other similar mantra? I think so. If you use Bhutto and you want to increase with Dhammo and Sangho, you can do that also. Bhutto, Dhammo, Sangho. Or if you want to switch to chanting some sutta, you can do that also. But only when you're watching your breath, then you should not change. If you're watching your breath, then you must concentrate on just watching the breath. Except when you cannot watch your breath, then you might come back to recite the mantra again. Sometimes I use Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. and occasionally use Bluetooth. Yes, you can change, you can switch, but it's better if you can stick to one. Question number 2. When my mind has settled, then I will have to let go of the mantra. Is it the right step? If your mind has become completely calm or still, then you stop using the mantra automatically. But if you still can recite the mantra, then you should continue on reciting the mantra. Then it happens automatically when the mantra can stop or not, or when it's not, when you can still recite the mantra, then you should keep reciting the mantra, don't stop. Let it stop by itself when it falls into samadhi, when it falls from a high place, when it feels like falling from a high place, and then the mind becomes still, then the mantra will stop automatically. From Jojo, dear Ajahn, if a mosquito is biting and sucking our blood, should we kill or not kill? As we are aware that mosquito is spreading disease and might do harm to a lot of people. Well, if you keep the precept, then you don't kill. You just consider it to be dana. You sharing your blood with the mosquito. Just like when you give blood to the Red Cross, to the hospital, to help other people. So you're helping the mosquito because it needs your blood to exist. And just don't worry about the disease because once it's already bitten you, if there's any disease, you will already get it. So it's useless to kill the mosquito. Just let it, just chase it away by by gently touch it, and then it will fly away. Keeping the precept is more important than keeping your life, according to the Buddha, because your life will have to end eventually anyway. But if you don't keep your precept, then when you die, your mind can go into the lower realm of existence, becoming an animal instead of being a human being. From Chu Chin, dear Ajahn, I am Chu Chin from Malaysia. When something has happened, even though I know my conscience is clear, but I will still have the emotion of being wrong and will cry non-stop the whole day. How to overcome this? The first method is to recite a mantra when you feel bad, when you feel like crying. Just stop it by reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto, or you do some chanting. Keep chanting or keep reciting the mantra until the feeling of sadness or guilt disappears. Then after that, you might come back and think rationally that whatever happened already happened. And if it has nothing to do with you, then you shouldn't worry about it. This is the way things happen in this world. Sometimes things happen and you don't like it. You don't want it to happen, but it happens. From Dali Dhamma, I am staying with Luang Pu Kandi in Thai, Luang Pu Kandi, at a forest monastery in Loi province. Do you know him? No, this is the first time I heard of him. But I'm sure he's probably a very good teacher because most of the forest tradition teacher are good meditators. I would presume that Luang Pu Kanti is probably a disciple of Luang Pu Chop because in Loi province that's where Luang Pu Chop came from. But Morris Twig, Rajan, thank you for the fruitful answers. Can you explain about Hiri-ottappa and what effect has it on the meditation? Thank you, Rajan. Hiri-ottappa is two words. Hiri is feeling shameful. Ottappa is feeling fearful. of breaking the precept. When you break the precept, then you feel shameful of yourself and fearful of the consequence of your breaking the precept. Because breaking the precept, it means you are becoming a bad person, and that's why you feel shameful, because you don't want to be a bad person. You want to be a good person. So you don't want to kill, to steal, to lie, to commit adultery, or to drink alcohol until you become drunk. So this is what we have to instill in us in order for us to be able to maintain the five precepts of not killing, stealing, committing adultery, lying, and drinking. Kiri means shameful, Ottappa means fearful of the consequence of your bad action. Because when you do bad karma, when your mind dies, your mind has to be reborn in the undesirable realm of existence, such as being an animal or a hungry ghost. So if you have Hiri Ottappa, then you will maintain your five precepts. And when you have keep the five precepts, then your mind will be calm and peaceful and not become a distraction when you meditate. From San Fernando, dear Tanajan, I am from Sri Lanka. Thank you for your great teaching. This question is to help my sister who looked after our bedridden mother for several years prior to her death. My sister frequently practiced Dhamma to transform her to our mother. My sister regularly dreams her younger years spending time with the mother. She is somewhat troubled and shaken because of the dream. Are they an indication from a spiritual being or simply caused by her attachment to the mother? Yes, it's more to her attachment to her mother. If it's a spiritual being, she should be able to uh, converse with that spiritual being. So I think it's more because of her attachment to the mother that caused her to dream about the mother. Could you please provide guidance to help my sister? Thank you, Ajahn. Just don't let dreams move you or have an effect on you. You have to consider dreams just like you're watching the movie. You don't know whether it's real or not. So once it happens, let it go. Don't cling to it. Stay mindful. Stay in the present, and then the dreams will not have anything to do with you or disturb you when you are awake. So don't worry about dreams. Dream is something that we cannot control. Basically, dreams are created by our thoughts. If we think about somebody a lot when we awake, when we go to sleep, we tend to think, we tend to dream about them. From Delhi Dhamma, I'm staying with Luang Pu Kandi at the forest monastery in Lloyd Province. Do you know him, Luang Pu? I think I'll just answer, no, I don't know him. But I think he's probably Luang Pu Chop's disciple, because Luang Pu Chop came from Lloyd Province. From Fanny Ong, Soti Ho to Ajahn. Why sometimes I feel like deja vu, feel like deja vu. Like in one condition, I have already passed the same situation. And this already many times in this few years. It probably meant that you had similar experiences in your past life. So when you come across the similar experience, then you feel like you have been there before. So there's uh, nothing to uh, to gain or to lose from this deja vu. It's just an indication that maybe you have been here before in your past life. From Chi Chin Chuan, Ajahn, every time I want to give up, You always appear at the right time to give me guidance and spur me to go on. Seems like you know I am in trouble. Thank you. Well, I'm happy to be of help. So when you feel discouraged, keep studying the teaching of the Buddha, and then you'll get inspiration and be able to continue on. Especially about maintaining the effort, pushing yourself. Try to study on this subject of the Buddha or from the other noble disciple. T. Chandra Sinle, Namasagara, Luang Por, I am from Jakarta, Indonesia. Just now Luang Por mentioned that we do not need to study Abhidhamma. Please advise us where and from whom we can study regarding the Buddha Dhamma sources. If I heard from the Luang Ta Mahabur translated in English version in your web, some of the words are so similar with Abhidhamma language. Please advise us, Luang Por. The Abhidhamma and the other sutta come from the same source, come from the teaching of the Buddha. It's just that the Abhidhamma is selected, is separate from the sutta. It takes the knowledge from the sutta without providing the situation, the information, where the Buddha gave the talk, who he gave the talk to, for instance, where and when. But the Dhamma teaching is the same, either in the Abhidhamma or in the Sutta Dhamma or in the Sutta. So you can go to Luang Ta website to study his teaching, or you can go to a website called accesstoinsight.org. Or there's another source which I found very useful when I started studying Buddhism. That's the Buddhist Publication Society in Kandy, Sri Lanka. They have many books, free books distribution. You can ask them, or you can go to their website, and they have many suttas, translated sutta into English to study from. Another question from assistant.ajahn@gmail.com from Lam Choi Lin. How to detach from attachment of the relationship between son and mother. You have to contemplate on the impermanent nature of our relationship. Our relationship is temporary. Sooner or later, our relationship will be terminated. So once we know the truth, then we can then detach from the relationship by not clinging to each other. But we still treat each other nice and look after each other. It doesn't mean that once we are not attached, then we no longer care about each other. But we just have to realize that our relationship is temporary. It will terminate one day, sooner or later. If we know ahead and we prepare ourselves for this termination, then we will not feel any sadness when we have to be separated. From Shirley Kaur, Namasagara Ajahn. I am from Jakarta, Indonesia. Can we know how if someone already attained enlightenment, such as Sotapanna, Sakadagami, etc.? You can know if first you have to be enlightened yourself. Once you are enlightened and if you talk to the person who has become enlightened, then you will know that he has also become enlightened. But you only know at the level of your own enlightenment. For instance, if you are Sotapanna and if you talk to another enlightened person, you will know that he at least has attained to Sotapanna. But you might not know how higher he has attained to, because you yourself hasn't yet reached the higher level of enlightenment. So you will know at the level of the person at the same level of your own, but not any higher. or you know somebody who is lower but not higher. It's like if you have graduated with a master degree, then if you talk to someone who has graduated with a master degree, you'll know whether he is master degree or bachelor degree, but you won't know whether he have achieved PhD or not, because you yourself have hasn't yet achieved PhD. From Linda Lee, Namaskaran Ka Ajahn. What would you advise on such a situation? I have heard negative rumor, potential misunderstanding about my teacher. Should I just ignore it completely? At the same time, should it is falsehood, I feel injustice that I should stand up for, or direct verify the facts with my teacher? Well, the Buddha said that when you hear something, you don't have to believe or disbelieve. You just listen with an open mind, and then you can then go try to prove whether what you hear is true or not true. So first, when you hear somebody say something about anybody, you just listen without believing or disbelieving. Then if you want to find the truth, then you have to go look for the answer. Try to prove whether that person is speaking falsehood or not. If you haven't yet been able to prove, then you just have to keep an open mind. Still may, dear Ajahn, do defilements arise for Arahant, but Arahant do not respond, or are defilements completely uprooted? They are completely uprooted. The Arahant have no defilement, no greed, hate, or delusion. But the other thing that happens in the mind and the body will still happen, but the Arahant doesn't react to them. The five khandha still function, and whatever the five khandha creates, the Arahant doesn't react to them with defilement. The Arahant can still react to them without defilement. Do the five aggregates still exist, but Arahant do not respond? Yes, just like I said, the five aggregates still remain the same, but the Arahant do not respond with defilement. They respond without defilement. They still eat when they drink something they drink, but they don't drink with greed or hate. They just drink because they need to drink. Just like just now, I need to drink water. I drink water, but I do not hate the water I drink or greed for the water I drink. I just drink just to take care of the body, for instance. Geraldine from Singapore. Jimin, which means loving kindness, is my refuge name given by my Mahayana nun. Yes, okay. Geraldine from Singapore. From Dali Dhamma, yes, Luang Pu Kandi is a disciple of Luang Pu Cha. Thank you. From Alvin Lee Wei Peng, Thanajan Satu Satu Satu. I am Alvin from Kuala Lumpur, who joins your Zoom meeting regularly. Yes, I remember you. How is Philip? Did you tell him that we have this live meeting right now? Here's another question from assistant.ajahn@gmail.com. From Jeffrey, can we achieve jhana if we don't live as a celibate? It depends on the strength of your mindfulness, really. It's not whether you are celibate or not celibate. A lot of celibate monk does not achieve jhana. And so many other lay people who isn't celibate but have strong mindfulness can achieve jhana. So yes, the answer is you can achieve jhana if you don't live as a celibate, but you have to have strong mindfulness. You have to have sampachanya, sati sampachanya, continuous mindfulness. Then you will be able to enter into jhana. From Jean YC, can a five preceptor achieve sotapanna without eight precepts? Yes, if you can develop jhana and can see the three characteristics of existence in the five aggregates, in the five khandha, and let go of your attachment to the five khandha. But if you have no jhana, then you might need to keep the eight precepts in order to develop the jhana. But if you can develop the jhana without the eight precepts, then you don't need to keep the eight precepts. You need jhana and wisdom or insight. You need to be able to see the three characteristics of existence in the five khandha and have jhana in order to be able to let go of your attachment to the five khandha. For Morris Twict, Sadhu Prajan, I have to go back to work. The flights are coming in now. Okay, do your work. Enjoy your work. Thank you very much for online Dhamma. And putting time to answer our question to us. Metta and Anubodhana Sadhu with you all. Thank you, Morris. Don't work too hard. Be happy while you work. From Sima, dear Ajahn, is it enough for a lay disciple who wants to progress on the spiritual path, who practice meditation, do puja, listen to Dhamma talk, and do dana almost daily, to keep the five precepts, or must we keep at least the eight precepts to progress on the path? Sadhu, and thank you. Between keeping the five precepts and the eight precepts, the eight precept is stronger. It's a stronger support for your meditation than the five precepts. Because if you keep the five precepts, then your mind can still go do other activities, which will take away the time for you to meditate. So if you want to advance quicker, faster, then keeping the eight precepts will be better than keeping the five precepts. From Sami Viachi, dear Ajahn, my altar directly faces my bed, which means at night my feet are pointing towards it, although the altar is much higher than the bed. I have mentally determined that it is fine, and it's not my intention to distract the Buddha. Would there be some bad karma resulting from this action? If you have no intention, then there is no karma. But the optic or the appearance might not be good for other people when they see you pointing your feet towards somebody you respect. At least this is the tradition in Thailand. We consider the feet to be the lower part of our body, and the head to be the high part. So we don't want to point our feet toward anybody. So if you have no intention and it's in your room and nobody see you doing it, then I don't think there would be any problem. From Chu Chin, thank you very much, Ajahn, for the advice. I will try to do it. From Esther Yip, dear Ajahn, I am asking this question on behalf of my hubby. After he meditates at night, he could not sleep well, with all sorts of dreams. This only happens with sitting meditation. Not sure what happened. This happens each time he sits in and meditates at night. Well, I'm not sure either. Maybe because he keeps thinking when he's supposed to be going to sleep. Because if you meditate and you can achieve the result, then you stop thinking. So when you go to sleep, you go to sleep right away, very quickly. So I'm not sure whether it's the meditation that's causing he's not able to sleep. I think more it's because he cannot stop thinking. If he keeps thinking, then he will not be able to go to sleep. Not the meditation, because there are people who meditate and can go to sleep very quickly. So it depends on whether you can control your thought or stop your thoughts or not. If you can stop your thought, then when you go to sleep, you will go to sleep very quickly. If you keep thinking, then you will not be able to go to sleep. From Dennis Velara, Master, I feel there is so much pain. How can I overcome this pain? Will I ever reach enlightenment? If the pain is mental, it's caused by your defilement, your desire for something, and when you don't get them, you feel painful in the mind. So what you need to do is to decrease your desire, your defilement. Stop, let's stop craving, stop desiring for things, and be content with whatever you have. Then the pain in your mind will disappear. Alvin Lee, yes, Tanajan, I told Philip and his wife. Good. I hope he can join us. From Jojo, thank you, Ajahn. Can someone reach Sotapanna or even Arahat or highest level of jhana during meditation in breaking precepts? If you break the precepts before you come and meditate, then it will be difficult because by doing bad karma, this will interrupt your path toward enlightenment. It will cause your mind to be feeling bad, not calm. So try not to break the precepts if you want to attain jhana or become an enlightened person. Try to keep the precepts. Then your mind can then be not affected by the consequence of breaking the precept, which is causing your mind to be disturbed and not calm. A disturbed mind, a mind that is not calm, cannot reach jhana or become enlightened. Almost similar to the story of evil Devadatta, but having strong psychic power. So if you have jhana and you still have bad, if you don't keep the precept, then you cannot become enlightened. You will you'll be led by your delusion, which will cause you to not become enlightened. Samdari Dhamma. Since you emphasize the importance of mindfulness, what do you think about the modern mindfulness movement that is happening? Do you think it's good to see people training to become a mindfulness teacher to help people? Or does this do more harm than good? See, the goal of developing mindfulness is not to become a mindfulness teacher. You want to develop mindfulness to achieve jhana and achieve insight or wisdom, to become enlightened, to be free from suffering, to be free from the ranks of samsara, of rebirth. This is the goal of developing mindfulness. But once you have become enlightened, once you have finished your work, then you become a teacher automatically. Because people will gravitate to you, will go after you, because once they hear your teaching, they will become inspired and they want to learn more from you automatically without having to set yourself up to become a teacher. Okay, before I continue on, I have to please let you know that we have now reached the 1 hour mark of our meeting, and I have to eventually stop this meeting. So if you're still typing question, you continue to do so. It's okay to send in the question that you are typing now. But if you haven't yet typed any question, can you please stop typing them because I will have to stop pretty soon. I will answer the remaining questions, and then after all the remaining questions are answered, then I will have to terminate this meeting. Okay, okay. Let me go to the next comment from Samadhi Song. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. From San Fernando. Thank you, Ajahn. Is it necessary to study Abhidhamma by meditation practitioners? No, not at all. All you have to know if you're a meditator is to how to develop mindfulness, how to keep the precepts, and how to contemplate using the three characteristics of existence and a super. That's all you have to know. From Sasana Putra. The Ajahn is sati and mindfulness the same thing? Yes, sati is the Pali word and translated as mindfulness. From Esther Yip, the Ajahn, does the meditator need strong parami to be a strong meditator who can progress well? Yes, you need the parami. You need to be, you have metta parami, you need to have dana parami, you need to have the sila parami, nekkhamma parami. Also, you need to have the viriya parami, khanti parami, and adhitthana parami, and sajja parami in order to be able to meditate successfully, getting to the ubekha parami or equanimity that you will get from your meditation. Okay, this is and then a reply to Esther from Miss Amok. Esther Yip inbox me for any kind of reading and spelling. This Dennis Melara inbox me for any kind of reading and spell. Okay, I hope you get this, Dennis and Esther. Mr. Mark would like to help you concerning your questions. From Lina Chi, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Sweden, thank you, Ajahn. From Dennis Melara, I feel as if I have lost my path. I was at peace at one point. Now I feel there is so much hatred in my heart. How can I get rid of this hatred? You have to have mindfulness. You have to develop more mindfulness to stop your thought. You're thinking about hatred. So keep reciting the mantra for as long as you can, all day long if you like. Then you can stop your hatred. And then you should develop metta, such as forgiving, be kind, be nice to other people. By looking at everybody that we are all in the same boat. We are in the samsara, in the prison of suffering. So there's no need to hurt other people because we are already hurting ourselves by being reborn in the samsara. Lisa Wong, Sadhu, Sadhu. Yalachi, Sadhu, Sadhu. May Sadhu, and thank you, Ajahn, for the Facebook and Zoom sessions. It is very inspirational for our practice with lots of metta and guidance. You're welcome. Happy to hear that. From Chick Lin Tan, thank you so much, Ajahn, for clearing our doubts and teaching us such beautiful Dhamma tirelessly. With much respect, love, and gratitude from Vancouver, Canada. You're welcome. Very happy to hear that. it will then keep me energized, keep me inspired to continue on with this teaching. คำดาริดามาขอบคุณมากนะครับหลวงพ่อสาธุสาธุ From Dennis Melara, thank you so much. From Ida Vijaja, thank you so much, Ajahn. From Adeline Chin, Suki Hong to Ajahn. Okay, thank you all for joining this meeting. I hope they are beneficial to you. And if you like, we will do this again in the future. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 days when I feel energized and available, I will come back again. In the meantime, please continue on with your practice. Don't give up, and you will succeed one day eventually. Thank you and goodbye.